Welcome to I Said No Gifts. I'm Bridger Winegar. We're in the studio, just kind of waiting for it to rain and clear the outdoor air, so God knows when that will happen. I feel like I just need to get into something important right now. In the last couple of weeks, I've been shocked to hear people correcting other people for saying, I could care less. And I think it's time to just give up. I understand. This used to be me. It used to bother me slightly. I could care less is incorrect or whatever. But the war has been lost. Stop correcting people. It's so annoying. It's not going to change anything. Put your energy towards a hobby or something. I don't care. Go mow the lawn. But we have to cut it out. Now it's really starting to get on my nerves. And I thought we were past it. So the fact that I'm hearing this twice within, a month's time, it's concerning. And we'll keep our eye on it. I'm keeping my eye on it, and I'm hoping for you to do better. Okay. I feel like now that we're doing video, I should be talking down the barrel of the camera, Annalise. But that feels crazy too. But now I'm looking right at the camera. And now people are concerned about what's happening. I don't know. Annalise, how do you feel? Should I be constantly looking down the camera?
I absolutely think you should. The more unsettling, the better.
I'm going to start every episode now just staring at the camera. That's a little treat for eventual video release. God knows when that'll happen. Maybe when the rain comes. I don't know. We have to get into the podcast. I love today's guest. It's Rekha Shankar. Rekha, welcome to I Said No Gifts.
Thank you so much for having me, Bridger.
Shankar.
Shankar, like bunker.
Okay.
And Winegar.
Like Chinaber. What else could I do? Dinah Fur? I guess that's more for like if you were reading it and needed help.
Right.
Like if you saw my name and I could put in parentheses Chinaber.
Yes. And Chinaber to me is if I don't know your last name, and I don't know any last name maybe, and you say Winegar like Chinaber, I go, you just said two different things. They sound the same, but I don't know what the second one is, so it doesn't help me.
Right, exactly. Weirdly, I think last week we were talking about last names, and I was talking about, it's another thing where I've just kind of given up. Like, growing up with two names that most people just don't understand, I'm just like, okay, I'll tell you, and then if you fuck it up, I don't have the energy.
Yeah.
I'm just so tired all the time.
Do people give you little nicknames when unprompted?
Oh, what if I was telling people nicknames they could use?
Yeah. Bridgie.
Bridgie. I do get Bridgie. People, loved ones, will call me that.
That's cute.
Bridge.
Cute.
B.
Whoa.
I think that's kind of as far as you can go. And that's when the name stops working. That's
You've kind of broken the fundamental components of the name.
Yes, exactly. We've lost the spirit of the name there.
Jer.
Do you have nicknames? Do people?
Nobody. No. My family calls me Rekha, which is simply my name.
Oh, right.
And then even friends growing up, it's 2 syllables. There's not like much to milk.
Right.
But randomly, the people that give me nicknames were always people at like work or internships. They would call me Rakes.
Oh,
or
Rakes.
Like, I took a class and the teacher just started calling me Ray. Two different teachers. And I was like, it's so interesting that we're going that way.
Rakes brings to mind a dark shed, just full of rakes.
Yes. This is my Rakes shed.
And Ray is in Brid territory.
Ray is in Brid territory. We've sort of we're too far from the prompt.
Yes. You can't guess what the full name is with
Totally.
that. It could be anything. Raylene.
It could be Raylene.
Which would be a great name
Which
change.
is so awesome. If you are Raylene, that's awesome. And I love that.
I would happily be a Raylene.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It sounds like she deserves like an album.
It also sounds like a bug killer or something,
Yes,
some sort
it
of
has
insecticide.
like DDT in it. It's like really bad for your skin. It's Raylene.
That's what you find near a pile of rakes in a dark shed.
Yes.
So it all kind of comes back to a dark shed.
Yes, exactly.
What's up? What's going on?
Hey, I'm grateful to be safe.
Where do you live?
I live on the east side, so I'm not like in fire territory, but
Right.
it's interesting, like very well-meaning people that don't live in LA, they have one of two modes. They either don't check in and you're like, okay, or they think I am the person on fire.
Right.
And
yes.
they're totally valid. There's a lot of destruction that has happened that makes total sense. But it is simply interesting, the two flavors of no text and like frequent text.
Repeated.
Yeah.
Just having to constantly remind them, no, I'm in
fine.
between the fires.
Yes. Were you okay?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm in Highland Park, so it was like, it got a little spooky, but and I left. I fortunately have some friends who live in Palm Springs a lot of the time, so I got to just go stay there. But besides the power being out for a while and the air looking like the end of the world, and the ash in the yard and the debris in the yard, beyond all of that,
the invisible stuff we're breathing currently, totally.
I was okay.
Did you grow up with, like, I have friends who are from the Bay Area or from LA and grew up with like fire preparedness tactics and stuff, just like people like who are in tornado country kind of.
Right.
Did you grow up with anything like that?
So I grew up in Utah, where the major fear is earthquakes.
Yes.
But growing up Mormons also are trying to always be prepared for the end of the world.
Okay.
So
you kind of uniquely prepared.
Except you would think so. You would think so, but this is where I kind of parted ways outside of, the Mormon Church and I parted ways on a few different
You didn't like
subjects.
the earthquake preparedness stuff.
I didn't like that they had food in their basements. I didn't like that they had canned goods. And
Fair.
I thought, this is immoral.
I feel stifled.
I've got to get out of this. I can't be around bags of rice and canned beans. Too many bottles of water. I actually appreciate that about them, but I, as someone who's not prepared for just daily life, how in the world would I be prepared for future catastrophes?
Yeah, I mean, you're an iced coffee drinker.
I'm an iced coffee
can't
drinker.
sustain. Hello, at the end of the world, that's just water.
I'm not going to be able to. Yeah,
You can't ice this. You can't ice that. Are you kidding
I
me?
did recently buy one. What is that? A pallet, a box, a thing of bottled water that I've slid under the bed.
Nice.
And then I have a battery or a flashlight without batteries.
Great. You'll find those later. It doesn't matter.
I'll find those in the middle of a fire.
In the wreckage.
Just going through my junk drawer in a panic.
You're going to go down near a Best Buy. It's fine. You can find batteries.
I can loot a Best Buy. This is when looting comes in handy.
Yes.
You've got to get your AAAs.
Yes.
So I'm, in theory, I could be prepared. I'm not. I should be. And then so when I am found underneath a pile of, burning rubble, people will be like, well, he knew better.
Yeah.
And he kind of had it coming.
Cute.
Yeah, I think that's cute. I think at a
nice.
funeral to hear someone say he kind of had it coming.
Yeah.
I think people appreciate that.
Yeah. There's like, I love that funeral package for like the guys who deserve it.
They pick out all of their least flattering photos to blow up into huge things.
Yeah.
I think that ultimately at a funeral, you want people just kind of laying it all out.
Yeah. Where else are they going to do it?
Yeah, they're not going to say it to your face and let you repair yourself or be a better person. No, you wait till they're dead.
Yes.
And then you say, these are the things I would have changed.
Yes.
And people like to hear that.
I have notes.
I've got. Did you grow up on the East Coast?
Yeah, I'm from Philadelphia.
Okay, so yours was hurricane-ish?
Here's what's crazy. I was like, because I was talking to my friend who's from the Bay Area, and she did like earthquake preparedness, I think like fire preparedness. And I was like, I don't think I'm prepared for anything.
Yeah, because you guys are
We kind of just.
kind of the best place to be.
Philadelphia's kind of the best place to be. I mean, the East Coast just has different weather throughout the year, but we have extreme weather, of course, but perhaps it's just strange. We don't teach our children to be prepared with it for it. Like I got a lot of school lockdown drills.
Oh, okay, that's always a fun one.
That's kind of a natural disaster in itself.
Yeah, sure. You just count people as a force of nature.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, no, like we've had hurricanes during the time I was in Philadelphia and extreme snow and stuff, but never like here's what you do. Right. And maybe that's just my privilege speaking, that I didn't have to think too hard. So yeah, I think I'm pretty boned.
Did you ever experience an earthquake?
Not in Philadelphia. When I lived in New York, there was like a tiny baby one that I'm sure anyone that was in New York in like, what year is it? It was like 2012 or something, where I was working a night job. So I remember this because I was sleeping during the day.
Okay.
And it happened at like 10 in the morning or something. And I woke up in my apartment building, which was like kind of a crappy building, I just felt a little wobble. And I'd never felt an earthquake before. But what I literally thought, because I found that apartment for me and my friends, I was like, I picked a shitty apartment. It's wobbling in the wind. Damn. I'm so stupid. Why'd I pick a wobbly apartment?
Of course.
Of course it's my fault. Of course.
So that was as far as the fear went, was just self-hatred.
Yes. And so on the East Coast, they prepare you for that. I knew what to do.
Yeah, of course. Everybody's really built to kind of just start blaming themselves immediately.
But yeah, other than that, I had not experienced an earthquake on the East Coast.
Have you felt one out here?
Yes.
Okay.
Now it's cuckoo. I still was like very not accustomed to it when it happened.
Right.
Because it's so bizarre. It feels like a truck going by, but then you're like, hold on, there's too much happening with this truck. It's like truck after truck after truck. What's going on?
It's a parade.
It's a parade. Oh, truck parade.
Favorite type of parade.
I love a truck
You get
parade.
all those trucks in a row.
It's gorgeous. I hope to be the queen.
The queen of the trucks.
Yeah.
That's the thing with earthquakes here, where I'm like, when I'm experiencing one now, I'm like, I try to remain calm, but I think that might be bad as well, because what if it's the one? And I'm like, well, it's just another. It's a truck parade. And then suddenly things get worse and worse, and now I'm, again, buried, and people are saying he had it coming.
He had it coming.
So that's I don't know how to fine-tune myself emotionally for an earthquake.
Yeah, that is a good point. Like, you have to be calm, but you still have to be paranoid. Like, that it is the one, right?
Right.
You can't just be like, who cares? Kick back.
Right.
Turn on all your electronics and whatever.
Put all of your finest glass on the edge of a
Yeah,
counter.
exactly.
Yeah, I guess there's just no winning with an earthquake.
No.
And I guess what we have determined is that Philly is the safest place.
Philadelphia might be among the safest places to be.
I mean, maybe Boise, Idaho? Where does that catch on fire now?
What's going on in Boise? That is a good question. Because it's kind of west, but does it?
Right. It's not fully West Coast.
Yeah.
It's not really the mountainous part of the West.
Yeah.
It's its own little thing. And I think it's kind of like a drip of Canada, I think. It's like kind of that energy of Canadian calm.
It's like I like it being a drippage.
Yeah, and Montana similarly.
Yeah.
Although Montana, I feel like, is so big that something's got to happen.
Mountains got to fall down.
Yeah, things are going to happen when you have a state of that size.
A bison rolled down a hill and squashed you or something, right?
Yeah, of course, one runs off a cliff onto you.
Yes.
This kind of thing.
Ugh.
But I guess fire. Fire's coming for all of us, let's be honest.
Fire is the universal equalizer. It can happen anywhere and do anything at once.
Right. You get a little bit of that wind. Wind is the worst element.
And
no one's on board with it.
Who knew? We think wind, we think breeze, if we're lucky. And then these Santa Anas come, and it's just like...
No.
Awful.
Outside of breeze, wind is a waste. It just intensifies whatever's happening around you.
Yeah.
It's noisy. Blows things around.
The elements, the earth, Wait, fire, wind, water,
Earth. Go ahead, Earth.
I would, okay. Are any of
Earth,
them...
wind, and fire.
Earth, wind, and fire.
Classic.
Are any of those good in excess?
I think Earth.
Is good in... does Earth excess mean earthquake?
Right. That's...
I don't consider too much Earth to be the cause of an earthquake.
Right. It's more of like, well, I guess it is that they're crowding each other.
They're crowding. It's like
They're
wisdom
crowding
teeth.
each other. It's like a... It is a wisdom teeth situation. Oh my God.
We have to remove a couple parts of the Earth so they stop.
We got to get a
bumping into
dentist in there to just jerk those things out.
Come on.
Have you had your wisdom teeth removed?
Very recently.
Recently?
Yes.
When?
It was not last Thanksgiving, but the Thanksgiving before.
Okay, were you back home?
No. So
Oh.
what happened was, so I'm a very good student when it comes to going to the dentist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going every time I'm supposed to.
Right.
I have dentistry is also a little bit crazy because I have friends that just genetically have bad teeth.
Right.
And they do so much to take care of them.
Nightmare.
And then they get shit from their dentist.
Mm-hmm.
And my genes, I have totally, like, my teeth are fine.
Right.
And so I don't get shit from my dentist. And so my dentist visits are pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been a little diligent checker. I'm like, should I get my wisdom teeth out? And they're always like, no, you're fine. I was like, okay, wow,
okay.
she's blessed.
She's perfect.
Yeah. And
Room for everyone.
there's room for everybody in there. Hop on in. There's plenty of room. The more the merrier. I'll have as many teeth as you can allow. But all of a sudden, I'm in my mid-30s. I had tooth pain one day.
Oh, no.
And I went, what? And they went, you need Invisalign. And I went, okay, interesting. I did it. I was very good about it.
Okay.
I did
Wow,
it.
you really are on top of it. You're doing the homework.
I'm doing my homework. Did the Invisalign. And then they went, by the way, you need your wisdom teeth out. And I was like, wait, why?
Simultaneously?
After.
After.
And I was like,
So they
couldn't
fucked
this
up.
have been happening before?
Mm-hmm.
Because now I straightened 4 extra teeth that you're now just taking out. I did all this work and now you're removing them. They were like, yeah, it's just going to be harder for you to clean those teeth as you get older. I'm like, but I asked about this a million times and everybody was like, no. So this happened 2 years ago. And it was at it was the day before Thanksgiving. I was flying out that day to Philadelphia.
Oh.
And they were like, yeah, you'll need your wisdom teeth out. It's like, is this something you can do now? I'm so psycho. I just want to get things over with.
Oh my God, this is a big thing to just suddenly do.
I was like, can you just do this now? And they're like, yeah, we'll do one side of your mouth so that the other side will be functional still. It's like, awesome. Absolutely insanely flippant way to decide to do this. I was going on a flight in 3 hours. And I was like, am I okay to be on a plane? And they're like, yeah.
Did they knock you out?
No.
Whoa, so you really just went for it.
They did local.
Oh,
Am I insane?
they're digging out. That is a full excavation.
Heard it, Bridger.
What is the noise?
It is like...
Oh.
It's like if you took 2 pieces of a burlap sack and just ripped the seam. It's just such an intense rip noise. And I was like, why did I have to hear that? And you might be saying, Rekha, why didn't you ask to be knocked out? I'm not the dentist. I don't know. I'm trusting whatever they're doing. They said I only needed local. I asked for local. Okay, whatever. They said they could rip out 2 of my teeth in a day and then I could go on a plane. Okay. They said I could drive home.
What?
So I had all this gauze in my mouth. I fully drove home, went home. My roommate starts talking to me and I was like, all right, I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. He's like, did you just drive home? I was like, yeah. He's like, shouldn't you be like...
Bleeding?
Yeah. I was like, no. Went home, met my partner's parents for the first time the next day. For
Perfect.
Thanksgiving. It was incredible. I was like, hi, I can only chew out of one side of my mouth, whatever. I did not realize how crazy of a decision that was.
What was the recovery time for that?
Like, what do we mean by recovery? Because like, because you there's stuff going on there for so long. I felt like I could properly eat after like a month or something. Ooh. But I could still eat. I just had to kind of like be careful. It was
more of a game.
Yeah. And then I got the other 2 removed like a month after or something.
Okay.
Very weird.
Was there any talk of like the dry socket, this kind of thing?
Everybody was talking about dry socket.
People love it. It's a topic that people love to get into.
I was like, I will do anything not to get dry socket.
Of course.
Literally do anything. I was so paranoid about getting dry socket.
I don't quite know what that even means.
I think it is when it does not clot properly, so it can't heal. So like if you brush too rigorously, or you're like doing like a and you're like sucking the clot out,
Right.
you're just like exposing nerve. And I don't know that I would name that dry socket if I had
It's very
the
wet.
ability. It seems internally wet.
The problem is fluid and
yes.
wetness.
So think about it. Think about a name change.
Dry socket, you're picturing a little hole with tumbleweeds blowing through it or something.
I'm picturing kind of the Southwest. It's like
the
a
gorgeous desert.
It's so beautiful. We're in Sedona. We're in Sedona.
You've got to see the sunsets in this dry socket.
Beautiful. I go on vacation in a dry socket.
It's just more quiet there.
It's just so in the cost of living.
The architecture.
Oh, beautiful.
If you love mid-century,
Yes.
get into a dry socket. Wow. So I didn't realize it was a wet situation.
I think that's what it is. Literally, nobody correct me. But
Dentists, turn off the podcast now.
your primary demo is dentist.
It's
right?
almost entirely dentists. We can't get them off. I'm trying to just tell dentists stay away from the podcast. They're hooked.
They don't eat sugar, so then they get hooked on this.
They get hooked on this. You've got to fill in that place in your life somehow. So the dentists are coming for me, the orthodontists, the hygienists. I was at the dentist earlier this week, and the hygienist said, was it this week or was it last Friday? That's obviously an important detail.
No, I like it.
The hygienist said to me, things have gotten so crazy since they caught Diddy. It's like, I don't know how to continue this conversation.
In society or in their office?
It was a sting operation.
Let me tell you, our lead dentist is the one who caught him.
You get that lead vest on somebody and they cannot get away.
That's so weird.
It's like, oh, interesting.
And to bring up like such a horrible subject matter while they're in your mouth also like gives them carte blanche to like be like, here are my thoughts on Diddy and why he's innocent, like,
I think that must be part of the appeal of becoming a dentist or a hygienist, of being like, you have the most captive audience. They have to agree with anything you say.
Yes.
And they can't really add or argue with, because essentially all you can say is,
You're kind of like their robot boyfriend or something, like Lars and the Real Girl. They're just like, God, no one understands my art.
Yeah, so that was, it was kind of things have been crazy. I don't know that it was because Diddy got caught.
I don't know if, that's my inciting incident.
Thing, but
I feel it started earlier.
I assume things for Diddy have gotten crazy since he was
And maybe
caught.
that's what they meant. They're like, oh, for Diddy, I mean.
And, I'm not getting invited to the parties anymore.
Yeah, all my white clothes are totally unused.
What a waste. All of this bleach I just have to throw out. Dentistry, dry sockets, I don't know. These are things I don't want to talk about anymore because there's something else I need to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Rekha, I was really excited to have you here today.
Yeah.
We met recently.
Yeah.
You told me you had been in my house.
Yes.
Which is an interesting thing to find out.
Yeah.
But
you weren't there.
I was not there. You were there with our friend Patrick McDonald.
Yes, I was. And we were using your oven and your kitchen.
Right, just baking away.
It was really nice.
What were you baking?
We made chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
And a berry crumble.
Oh.
It was really nice. You
what
weren't
sort
there.
of berries?
I think it was blackberries.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, you should have been there.
I should have been.
It would have been great. But you weren't, so alas. And we I think we played your piano a little.
Oh, of course.
Hope that's cool.
Got to get on the piano.
Yeah, tickling the ivories.
Do you play the piano?
No.
Okay. That's the best way to play the piano. Just bang on it.
Bing, bing, bing,
slam
bing,
away.
bing.
And now I'm distracting myself from the more important topic at hand. The podcast is called I Said No Gifts.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay, so so you did see it, and then you just blatantly said, I'm going to bring a gift to this podcast.
Yes.
I don't care.
Here's the thing. The studio is a little hideous, to be honest.
It's disgusting.
And so it felt like it felt like a cry for help, to be honest. Like when your friend is like, no, I'm okay, guys. Like, you don't need to come over. And you're like, I'm coming over.
I can tell you've been drinking.
You have a problem, and we've all noticed. That's sort of what it felt like.
Okay, sure.
I was like,
fair.
I don't think this is real.
I have to take a bath anytime I leave the studio.
Yeah.
Just covered in scum.
It's not good in here.
It's all fluorescent lighting.
Yeah.
Just kind of a tile floor.
Yeah.
Slime everywhere. You're touching the table. There's dirt, visible dirt all over You're writing your name.
Yeah. RS plus initials of your choice in a heart. Anywhere on this table.
So you thought you'd bring a little something for that reason. Okay.
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
Should I open it here on the podcast?
I think open it on the podcast.
Okay.
There's 2 items in there. One is for you and one is for me.
Okay, perfect. And it's in this little bag, the cutest little bag.
Yeah.
It's got a little snowman on it.
Happy holidays.
I think this is a winter bag.
Yeah.
This can go into January.
I think
this
it can go into January.
Late February.
Listen, I'm going to milk whatever I can out of this bag. I'm going to start using it October 31st. And I'm going to stop using it February
March
13th or March 15th, you know? When the solstice comes, I stop using this bag.
When they close the ski resorts, that's when you know time to bring out your springtime bag.
Yeah, my big flower bag.
The one with the flower
The one with the big flower on it.
Okay, I'm going to reach in here.
Yeah.
Got some tissue.
Yeah.
I feel like we're having a tissue renaissance on this podcast. A lot of guests didn't bring tissue for a while.
Yeah.
Now they're back. We're getting the crunch. We're getting the swish.
I think it's nice because for 3 extra seconds, you don't know what the gift is.
You're right.
And for
it adds to the suspense.
Yeah.
The violins are like amping up.
Yeah.
Screeching.
Yeah.
You know something's wrong.
It's like slow-mo. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Does it matter which order I take these out in?
No. Okay. I'll just tell you which one's which.
Okay, I can tell. It feels like there's more than 2 things in here.
Well, one of them has a head that comes off.
Okay. What I'm doing right now feels like that Halloween game where you reach into a thing and it's spaghetti and you're like, oh, it's brains.
Yes.
But that's not what this is. Okay, I'm bringing out the first thing.
Okay, so that's the bottom part of my gift. This is for me because I wanted a little fun here too.
This is, okay, so what I'll describe what I'm seeing right now is a cow's body with what I'll say huge, gorgeous udder. And then inside, there's no head. It's, as of right now, decapitated. And inside the head, there's the tiniest ice cream cone.
That's for me.
Just the cutest little ice cream cone.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to reach in and try to find the head of the cow.
Yes. So that goes on top. The head goes on top. The head goes on top so that you don't, for 3 extra seconds, you don't know that there's an ice cream cone inside the cow's head.
Look how happy the cow is.
It's unbelievable how happy she is. She's so cute.
She's such a cutie. What is this object?
My friends got this for me at a estate sale.
Okay.
So somebody passed on and left this behind as part of their estate, and now it is part of my estate. And I brought it to just, again, zhuzh up the space. I felt like I, as the guest, should have something that represents me here.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you suppose, like, the reason is for this to exist? Because it seems like you would take this, like, if it were a larger object, you would take the head off and put something in here.
Totally. But you can't because there's a small ice cream cone in
there.
There
is an ice cream cone in there. This would... I don't think this would even hold a nickel.
I think you are correct.
I think possibly a dime.
That's very generous of you. I think the absolute most it could hold is 2 beads. I think if you are looking to store 2 beads that fell off of a shirt, you could put it inside of this.
Those are large beads, though. I'm picturing those real tiny beads, and I would say this is a 40 bead cow. If you had those tiny ones.
If you have like gorgeous embroidery,
yes,
or something,
the embroidery beads.
Yeah, you're in Sedona in your dry socket. You could probably store 40 beads in there.
What a way to retire!
It's
just
beautiful.
doing your bead work in a dry socket.
Oh, so beautiful this time of year.
But yeah, the larger beads, more like the friendship bracelet beads.
Yes.
This is a 2 bead.
I think it's a 2 bead cow.
But
there is a small ice cream cone in there.
Outside of that, it's more of a like an art piece, I suppose.
What's interesting is I believe I remember Googling this after I received it, and I think there's like a line of these where it is an animal where you open its head and there's an item inside. I think my friend scored me the best one. I think cow with the ice cream was the best combination.
Oh, interesting. Do you remember any others?
I'm going to probably be truly making these up. I think there was like a dog with a bone.
Okay.
Like a cat with yarn. And I remember thinking, too obvious.
Yeah, real A to B.
Really, really A to B. Take me from A to Q. Go, cow, make milk. Milk become cream.
Yes.
Cream gets sweetened. Sweetened cream get churned. Churned gets scooped onto an ice cream cone. Cow with ice cream cone.
Yes, the excuse me, the chicken should have bare minimum a chicken nugget.
Horrifying. So scary.
Or how about a pen with a feather on it?
That's
a
quill.
Yes.
A quill with the Declaration of Independence.
Just do Declaration of Independence. Now it's a Dan Brown novel.
Figure it out.
Yes.
Why is it in there?
Tom Hanks is on the case.
He's Dakota goes, oh, it's a chicken.
Why did the Catholic Church care so much about this chicken? So do you remember, like, what time period were these popular? Was this a trendy thing? Is this a Beanie Baby of, like, the late 80s? Is this... Because it looks, I mean, design-wise, I think it's very, like, fun. It feels almost modern.
It feels... that's such a good question. There's a realism to it that doesn't say modern to me. Like, the cow has a spine if you look on the back.
Oh, no.
You don't like that?
I'm going to look, but I'm not going to be comfortable.
Okay.
Oh.
What? This cow has values. She has a spine. She has a backbone.
She speaks up for what she wants, and what she wants
She's
is an ice cream cone in her body.
This cow is from 1963.
The spine was the most absolutely unnecessary part of this thing. It's so gross. It reminds me of, for whatever reason, the alien in the movie Alien. There's a real sci-fi element to this disgusting spine.
Yes, and to me that feels of the 70s or the 80s then. Mm-hmm. And I also love that she kind of has cute bangs, which is now but is also retro. I don't know.
I guess the muted colors put it in a timeless category that I couldn't really say when or where this came from.
Right, because now it's all like trendy to make stuff look old.
Right.
This does look old, perhaps naturally.
Right. My best guess, if I'm Antique Roadshowing this baby, 93. I think this is
I thought you meant dollars at first, and I went, whoa.
Now, as far as worth goes, this is you're probably going to look at $40,000 to $50,000. That's if you put it on auction, you're going to see some different numbers. So you get some cow freaks in there and let them go wild.
Okay, let them go cow wild. Okay.
But I think 1993 makes sense to me for this object.
Yeah.
And we'll post some pictures of this, and the listeners can be wrong because I think I'm right.
Yeah.
I know I'm right. This is 1993. It's worth $50,000.
Yeah. And
but
the ice cream
be?
is strawberry, by the way. My guess, turn her towards me.
Okay, turning
Just
it
give me
towards
a
you.
little-
I can show you the ice cream cone again.
Yeah, I'd like to look at it. Oh, delicious.
I will
and
say-
it's actually like froyo.
It is. It's a real soft serve situation.
The froyo, okay. The froyo, I'm going to say like 1987.
Wow, interesting.
Froyo,
okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
It's just giving me 1987.
I guess if we knew if that was soft serve or froyo, that would really
Tip the scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that cone had a tiny 16 handles label, I'd be like, okay, this is recent. Duh. If it has a TCBY, I'm like, okay, 90s, low fat,
90s,
kind
of
whatever. I wish it had a label. It doesn't.
It has no label. It was made in China. We know that much.
Okay.
It has a little sticker at the bottom.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you, this is something that's been on my mind for the last few years. 16 handles. Is that a pun on 16 candles?
So, Bridger, I don't know if you know this about me. I used to be a competitive punter, and that is true.
I did not know this.
So, stuff like this kind of bugs me because you can't just say a word that sounds like a word and be like, well, that's a pun.
No.
I can't be like, this is a water throttle. That's not a pun. That's just rhyme. That's crazy.
Right. I mean, you've got to have some logic there.
Yes. Now,
and actually, I would argue for like a box or bottle of water, calling it a water throttle kind of is a decent pun because you throttle the water.
Okay, that actually rocked. 16 handles.
Maybe I should get into competing.
You might need to compete. 16 handles, I think the idea is it's a play off 16 candles.
Okay.
Because they have handles where you can self-serve.
Right.
But the movie or a birthday cake doesn't have any tie-in to the ice cream. So I don't know.
In the movie, does anyone eat a soft serve or frozen yogurt?
I think famously no.
Okay, then
I think a famously ice cream free movie.
So then why? Because it is the sort of thing where you're like, you kind of have to get there for yourself, where you're like, I guess that's why this is called 16 handles.
The only way they can get away with this is if part of their thing, like Baskin Robbins' whole thing, for whatever reason, is having 31 flavors. If they have 16 flavors at all times, which if they do, don't tell me. If they have 16 flavors at all times, I can kind of get behind it. I'm like, okay, 16 handles. Okay. We're still not relating to the movie at all, but at least there's like an inherent reason the number 16 is there.
Right.
And that you're doing a play off of the second word. If they have, I've been to some 16 handles. I'm seeing like 6 flavors sometimes.
Of course. There's no way they've always got 16. And you're really limiting yourself. What if you think of a 17th flavor? You morons.
You crack the code overnight. You wake up in a fright, 3 a.m., and you go,
Pineapple.
pineapple. But frick, we can't do it. We already have 80 types of vanilla. We had to shelf 2 of them.
There's always more than one vanilla, by the way.
A French vanilla, Tahitian
Give me a
vanilla.
break.
Go into every country for vanilla
real.
except America.
The most vanilla country of all. Okay, so, but my argument here is, okay, let's say it's 16 handles.
Yeah.
They have 16 handles in there. The pun does not work no matter what.
Yeah.
Because it has no tie-in to any concept in the universe. So then let's assume they're innocently just calling it 16 handles because they had 16 handles, no other reason. Then it's just irresponsible business naming because it does sound like a pun.
You have to Google.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
It's alarming.
Alarming at best.
Yeah, at best. At best.
Devastating.
At worst. At best.
At best.
Yes.
Everything at best.
Yes. It's pretty troubling the puns people are trying to make.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few other businesses like that where I'm like,
yes.
This is a stretch and
yes.
why?
Yes.
Just what are you doing?
Yes. There was a sandwich spot I really liked in New York called Tie Me Up.
Oh boy.
Thai. Thai-inspired
like Thai
sandwiches.
food.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say for Thai restaurants can get very irresponsible.
There's a lot of stuff happening with that word. And I didn't get it at first because I wasn't a competitive punter yet. But I went to Tie Me Up, and I remember the first time I told someone, oh my God, I had this great sandwich at Tie Me Up. They're like, sorry, what the hell is the restaurant name? And I think because they thought I meant TIE. And I was like, oh, I guess it is interesting because Tie Me Up is sort of either a very like sexual request at best.
Of course, at best.
And a sort of spooky one at worst. It's interesting to want to kind of portmanteau your way into that.
It's like calling a restaurant "Throw Me in the Trunk," something like that.
Bury me out back. And it's a berry. There was like blueberries and raspberries.
Shallow grave. No, there are. Tie Me Up, though I can almost start to argue for because you do want to be tied up with Thai food.
Yes,
you know?
There's a whimsy to it that I think immediately didn't make me question it until I said it out loud.
Right.
Yeah.
There's one that when I drive through Glendale or Burbank, it's a Thai restaurant. I wish I could remember what the pun is because it simply does not work.
Yeah.
And I want to go in there and be like, I'm happy to consult on this. I might even start a Kickstarter to get a new sign out front because what you're doing is hurting you.
Yeah.
I was actually just thinking about Thai food recently. Why don't we have more fast casual Thai?
Okay. We all need to be eating more Thai food.
It's so good.
It's so unbelievably good. My favorite foods on earth are like Taiwanese, Indian, and Thai. We all need to be eating more of this food.
Absolutely.
So that we can have more of these restaurants and that they all can all be good and they can all be fast casual to Michelin. Yes. This is your call to action. Eat more of these 3 foods so that I can be happy.
I do feel like Thai and Indian are the 2 foods where I have to be ready for a restaurant experience.
Yeah.
There's not fast casual options that I want for a quick meal.
There's a place called Tulsi Kitchen in downtown LA that is fast casual Indian.
Okay, see?
And it's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Which is basically what you want from fast casual.
Exactly. Which is totally fine. If you're like downtown and want a quick lunch, you'll be totally happy.
And I feel like at least within Los Angeles, Taiwanese, we've got Joy and
Din Tai Fung.
Pine and Crane.
And it's not fast casual. Not fast casual.
No,
Not fast casual.
You're getting on the reservation list. You're going to the Galleria.
Oh, yeah, you're going to the mall.
But if you want to go to Pine and Crane or Joy, it's kind of the ultimate fast casual experience.
And I love it.
So good. But Thai food, everything about it to me screams this could be, the curry is going to be simmering no matter what. It's ready to go.
This podcast is about Thai food, right?
I wouldn't mind. I used to work at a Thai restaurant.
Really?
Yes. I worked at Simply Thai in Sandy, Utah. They recently switched ownership, so I can't speak to the quality anymore, but it used to be very good. And I think back now on the truly gallons of curry I would eat.
Yes.
I don't know the work my body was putting in.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
It's incredible.
Superhuman. I would truly 30 ounces of yellow curry and rice I'm eating for one meal. I
think that's awesome. The best Thai food I've ever had, because this is a Thai food podcast, was
Tie me up.
Yes. I believe it's called Lotus of Siam in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I know literally nothing.
Here.
Really?
Oh, it's so good.
Unbelievable.
I'm not a Las Vegas person, but I would go there for that Thai food.
I would absolutely go there. I am not Thai. I am also clinically stupid, but this food was so
It is fantastic and super affordable.
So good, so affordable.
Everything about it just... now I feel like I have to go to Las Vegas. I don't like to hear that.
And there's a place called, I think it's Chef Kenny's Vegetarian Dim Sum.
Oh.
Unreal. I loved it.
Maybe I just
go to eat.
Avoid the strip and eat at these places.
You just need to eat and kind of... You can do some Formula One racing or whatever.
Maybe Las Vegas has some fast casual Thai that I'm not familiar with. Las Vegas, reach out.
Las Vegas Hive, activate. Okay, wait, Bridger, are you going to open your gift?
Yeah,
because again, that's mine.
I'm going to get in here. I should have guessed. About this far out of the bag, I knew what I was holding. It's the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Speaking of Las Vegas.
Yes.
Kind of the original home of the Eiffel Tower.
Yes.
Wow, I have 2 gorgeous little decorations.
And again,
here.
the cow is mine.
The cow is yours, which I'm not thrilled to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
But ultimately, you need to take this home and put it on your mantle.
Exactly.
Or put it in the kitchen next to your cookie jar.
Yes.
Something like this.
Yes.
I, meanwhile, have something that could double as a weapon.
Yes.
Easily blind someone.
So I thought you could use a little class in here. Just given what I'm kind of seeing. So I got you a small
the windows
Eiffel Tower.
are broken. It's
pretty spooky. And what is more classy than the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas?
We love, what is that? Is it the Parisian or is it the Paris?
It simply couldn't be called the Paris, right?
The Paris. I wouldn't put it past Las Vegas. The Paris.
It's called the Paris.
It is Paris, Las Vegas.
Paris, Las Vegas.
Paris, Las Vegas.
Such a sad thing to hear.
It's so confusing. It's like an AI-generated name.
Paris, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I have never heard that. I've been to this place.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Never thought, I'm in the Paris, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little classier than that. Now I'm thinking worse of it.
Okay, well,
This casino's not as classy as I thought it would be.
yeah.
Have you been to either Paris, Las Vegas, or Paris, France?
I've been to Paris, France.
Okay.
And I was little. It was a family trip, and it was very pretty.
Sure.
I maybe didn't understand the art because I was 11, but it was very pretty. I think French food, except for the desserts, sucks. To be
French
honest,
food's a hard thing for me to get on board with because it is and French people reach out. I do like a well-made French sandwich, and I love a cheese, but like I can't really conceive of like a French meal I would really want to have.
They haven't made them yet. They haven't cracked that recipe yet to make a meal, actually.
French food famously everyone hates and it's trash.
Listen, unless you consider bread and cheese a meal, which if you're European, maybe you do. The French don't have good food, okay? I don't like... I'm also vegetarian, so I got huge bias. I'm not here to eat buttered beef and plain carrots or whatever. I can't be doing that.
It's a very just a butter-forward food.
And butter rocks.
But eventually it's like I want a little spice here or something. Let's throw some sort of... literally any spice on this.
And like, can I have a little fiber? Can I have a little... something else, something to get the BMs moving. I don't want buttered beef,
buttered cheese.
Oh my god, constipated all around in France. Jeez.
This is now making me question. When I was in Paris, not to brag, as an adult, not to brag, I don't remember having any bad food experiences. But I don't remember having any that like really blew my mind either.
Listen. You said it. It sucks. The food is gross. French technique, whatever. Who cares? Except for patisserie and pastry.
Julia Child drive off a cliff.
Nah, who cares? Okay, literally, who cares? You will go to a French restaurant and they will charge you $85 for a baguette. Really technical, incredible. Wow. You will go to a Chinese restaurant where someone is pulling noodles in front of you, making chili oil in front of you, and they're like $2. And you're like, wow, this is unbelievable. The price disparity is crazy. It's
wild. I mean, especially within the United States, if you're going to a French restaurant, my night is ruined. I know my night is ruined because it's going to be so expensive and it is going to be buttered chicken, which again, great. It's a very simple thing, but I want a little bit more flair. I need a little bit, and not just in the making of, but in the tasting of.
Yes.
And French people are so mad right now. They're so proud of their food.
They're literally pissed.
And French people, again, reach out.
Yeah.
The one thing I can remember about the Eiffel Tower, which was absolutely the opposite of class when I was there, was right beside it an absolute rat farm. The amount of rats I saw in the square footage, I mean, it was the absolute Manhattan, Tokyo of rats. They were on top of each other.
Wow. See, okay, I find this interesting for many reasons. One, I can't remember, is the Eiffel Tower one of those tourist attractions that's actually, is it like in a nice area or is it in a kind of like more dirty area or something?
That's a good question. Paris is hard to tell because as a dumb American, I'm like, oh, this is all so outstanding and beautiful.
Yeah.
At the time, it was night, so maybe some of the dinginess was gone.
Okay.
But what I remember is the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
The river somewhere nearby, I think. At a crepe place that was putting too much Nutella on things. I'm not a Nutella person.
Okay, Bridger, that's psycho. There's no such thing as too much Nutella, but continue. The French only have dessert.
Happy to get into this.
Yeah, I'm happy to get into this too. You're wrong.
And then truly, I would estimate 4,000 to 5,000 rats.
So
yeah,
that's so fascinating because, like, okay, another hierarchy thing. We always associate Paris with sophistication and blah, 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 blah. It's like every major city has rats. So shut up. Paris has rats. The third thing that is interesting is ratatouille.
Right. Very French.
Okay.
He's making the disgusting ratatouille food that it looks totally unappealing.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Which food? Do you mean the
He's making the literal ratatouille dish, which is what? Squash?
Okay.
And tomato sauce?
Here's something messed up about me. I think squash sucks. I'm a vegetarian. So I have a right to say all this stuff because I've been eating a lot of weird vegetarian food that people give to me where you're on set and they're like, you're a vegetarian? There's steamed zucchini and squash in this tray. And you're like...
We dropped by the hospital on our way here and picked you something up.
And picked up all the sick vegetables from their deathbeds. And I think that those vegetables kind of suck. They don't taste like anything unless you deeply think about the seasoning, which you are allowed to do, but people just don't.
Or put them in a soup.
Or put them in something.
Yes.
And I think zucchini bread rocks. I think fried zucchini rocks.
Oh, of course.
But just like plain zucchini as it is often served is nasty. And ratatouille is the only form that I really like those vegetables in but only when I do it because I make so much sauce and I put like 800 pounds of garlic in it.
Okay, this is making more sense.
And I make that shit seasoned. It tastes good. Come over. I make it Remy style, rat style.
Is it beautiful?
Yeah.
I've never had it, and I've avoided it because of these reasons.
Yes.
The squash of it.
No.
Like,
Bridger, I will make you rat-style ratatouille where it is good and it makes you think of a childhood memory and you start crying in my house.
Made by the delicate hands of a rat.
Yes.
Those teeny little hands.
Or I'll go into your house again while you're not there and I'll make it for you.
Underneath my chef's hat. How did we get to Ratatouille?
Yeah.
I really like the movie Ratatouille.
I love it.
I wasn't, the ironic re-embracement of it during COVID, I was like, I could do without.
We need to stop putting irony on everything. Everyone can just be a little more sincere and have some fun.
Just be like, oh, it was a great movie about a rat making food.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
I don't need everything that you remember from when you were 9 suddenly becoming a punchline. No, thank you. You use a little bit more thought. Come on. And my apologies to basically all of TikTok.
No, I mean, hey, just for any young comedy writers, a reference is not a joke. Quoting a TV show is
Did you live through the Space Jam hell?
It's tough because I genuinely loved that movie as a kid. It is sort of inscrutable as an adult, but I used to watch that and Mrs. Doubtfire like every day after school because those are like 2 of the only VHSs we had.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, people do love to be like posting a picture and being like, remember? And then
nothing more.
When they tried to make Lola mid or whatever that journey was.
We should have just left well enough alone.
Listen.
But it was, there was that period of time for probably 2011 to 2015 when you knew someone wasn't funny by how much Space Jam referencing they were doing.
Now, can I out myself a little?
I hope this isn't some Okay, go ahead.
It's humiliating for me, but also kind of cool of me. So in 2007, I got Tumblr for the first time.
Okay, classic time.
Classic time to get a Tumblr. And I got spacejam.tumblr.com because I was just like, oh, I genuinely think this movie is really fun. And the amount of people that messaged me was like, can I have your handle? Can I have your handle? Can I have your handle? I was like, whoa.
Cyber Squatter.
Yes. It was really, really crazy. And so I kind of witnessed sort of in a really deep way the Space Jam nostalgia like coming up.
And then eroding.
I
bet.
The requests stopped coming. They always stop.
That makes sense. Wow, you were an early investor in this nostalgia trap.
Yeah. I remembered stuff before everybody else did.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So impressive.
Yeah.
What other things are you remembering?
NSYNC, Beanie Babies, I'm remembering Furbies.
Can you believe that things used to be crazy?
Yeah, can you? Oh my God, before Diddy, even.
We didn't have to catch Diddy for things to get
crazy. You remember Furbies? Did you ever see long Furbies?
What?
You simply have to Google long Furby.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, are we allowed to acknowledge that you have a computer in front of you?
We'll edit that out entirely. People, the listener has never thought I had a computer, and that would really shatter their reality.
Yeah, so I'm going to just tell you, you use your Google Glass. He has Google Glass.
I'm kind of staring at the table.
He's staring straight into space.
I'm looking at the ceiling. Okay, I've got my eyes on long and longer Furby.
Yes.
Was this a Furby sanctioned product? I mean, you can take a peek here.
Yeah. So this isn't sanctioned by anybody, to be honest. So these are people in their homes, beautiful-minded people that are, I love these people, that are taking Furbies and repurposing them into weird versions of Furbies. So it'll be like a Furby with big muscular arms and a big snake body that is like the size of a car for some reason. Or like a Furby with iguana legs that has like 10 faces or something.
Ooh, there's that one that's almost like earthworm-esque. It's very smooth. I'm taking a picture of this one.
Yes, smooth is a big tenet of
it looks like
Furbies.
intestines. That's intestines.
Yes,
Furby.
I've seen her.
That's a tapeworm.
Tapeworm Furby. We all have one. So these people are just like creative craftspeople, and sometimes they talk like they have the functionality of a Furby. It's so funny to me.
Wow, and there are so many of them. I love a good just community coming together online.
Yes.
I wonder what Patient Zero was for Long Kirby.
Oh, I wish it was a long Kirby.
Oh my God, now I've started a new thing.
Damn.
People are drawing long Kirby. I should draw a long Kirby. If I had pen and paper right now, I'd be drawing long Kirby.
Can I make another confession?
Yes.
I wrote a sketch about a sexy Kirby. So I think if you Google sexy Kirby, you will find me.
I'm Googling it now. I'm turning off safe search. Sexy
And again,
Furby.
on his Google Glass.
Now I'm searching sexy Furby.
Bridger, you're getting all
That's so
your
bad.
words jimble jamble.
Well, now I have to look at sexy Furby, and because of course there's sexy
of course
Furby.
there is. Yes, those are hot as
Sexy
hell.
Furby in fishnet tights.
Oh my God. I love what people are doing with their skills. Like, these are good drawings. These are good artists.
Yes, these are people who went to art school.
Yeah, possibly engineers for some of the Furbies that actually work.
Okay. I'm now looking at sexy Kirby. Oh, you're number one in the search results here. You are the video. Okay, that's a little something for me to watch
Yeah,
after.
that's a little treat for you.
Wow, I'm so excited. And then I've got, look at the gallery of photos. This
Yes.
sexy Kirby is, now I feel like we're bordering on sexual harassment. This is a workplace.
This is a workplace, but I'm like, I literally was like, did they steal my design?
Is that part of your thing?
Well, I had to pay an artist to create 3D sexy Kirby art. So I have emails with them that are like, can you show the nipples or whatever? Like, it's all so crazy. But I love this community. The reason I wrote that sketch is because I think it's so funny because that takes a real 3D artist to make. But they chose to do this with that skill.
Yeah,
I
they
think
had to
that's
learn
crazy.
something.
Yeah.
Like take years of like getting into these programs.
Yes.
And then having a genuine talent to start with.
Yes.
And now, meanwhile, suddenly they have like this polygonal Kirby with giant breasts.
Yes. It's like if you like learned how to become like a mechanical engineer and you could like build a full German car and you decide to make like a car that fucks a robot or something instead. Like, I don't know.
Wow, incredible. I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't shut you down. They might be coming for you.
Please don't. Please don't. I don't make any money off of it if it helps. I lost money doing it. I paid somebody.
Okay, well, now that we've discussed these two things, I feel like we need to get a sexy long Kirby. Yeah. A long Kirby. A sexy long Furby. And potentially a Furby Kirby. That feels like that's...
Furby
now let's
Kirby.
try to see if... I'm Googling galore today.
Yeah.
Furby Kirby.
Furby Kirby.
Of course it exists.
And then for Miss Piggy Furby Kirby. Kirby.
You know, there are less options as far as Furby Kirby goes.
That kinda sucks.
But there's at least one on Etsy. And it looks...
I love the people of Etsy. They're
Oh,
doing
yes.
good work, bringing this stuff to be tactile, taking these drawings and making them a weird item I can hold.
I wonder what Kirby... Has anybody ever kind of nailed down what Kirby is?
In my estimation, no.
And Kirby's gender neutral, as far as I know.
I think so.
Although we just look... Yeah, I think Kirby's whatever you want Kirby to be.
I think that's nice, but it begs the question: what does Kirby want to be?
And Kirby, I feel like, doesn't know. Because Kirby's always sucking up different things and trying to be different objects.
That's heartbreaking.
It's hard to hear.
It's really hard to hear.
It has no idea who it is.
Oh, there could be like a teen, like puberty movie, like Kirby. Yeah, Kirby's like sucking up the cheerleader, sucking up the head quarterback to be like, I want to be cool. And then it's like,
Nintendo, this is our pitch.
this is our pitch. And it's like, Kirby, you need to suck up yourself.
The end of the movie, Kirby sucks itself up. And destroys reality.
Okay, Wait, that's actually a good movie idea. Hold on. Wait, we're two professional writers. That's actually a good movie idea.
The takeaway from this movie is if you embrace yourself, the universe ends.
Yeah.
It's nothing but bad.
Yes.
So try to be other people.
Try your hardest.
Copy others. Yes. Wow. To get to sexy Furby Kirby. Long Kirby, long Furby.
Yes.
Did I look up long Kirby?
No.
That's the last one. And of course, we've got long Kirby.
How long?
As long as you want. Look at that.
Okay. Yeah. I was worried when I saw the one with legs. I'm like, that's not long. But the first one satisfies the brief.
Yes. We're starting to get into some uncomfortable territory with the shape. And then the one with legs is really, it's got great legs.
I can't lie. Yeah, obviously it has great legs. I'm not crazy. I'm not going to lie about
Put
that.
those legs in some stilettos and Kirby's on it.
Insure those legs. You know what I mean?
Wow. The internet has got it all. And then there's Kirby with some disgusting long legs. Okay, I'm going to also show you this one.
Yeah.
We've gone too far with this Kirby.
Okay.
We're body shaming Kirby.
That one's too much for a few reasons because there's too many unusual things. Like if Kirby remained the shape that they're supposed to be and then just had these ultra vascular, like drank a bunch of cranberry juice and no water and did a bunch of push-ups before this picture was taken, sure. But like the legs are too vascular. Kirby has been elongated into like a cone shape.
Yes.
And then what's going on with its feet?
It's got two little red shoes, which it obviously can't tie. Its arms aren't long enough to reach. So this Kirby is just, its life is hell.
That's sad.
It went too far with the HGH.
Yeah. Wait, what's
too many
HGH?
squats. Human growth hormone.
Oh.
Although we don't know if that would affect a Kirby. So
we don't. No one's tested it.
But I'm sure somebody has created some art to do,
or is doing it right now. Kirby taking HGH.
Getting shot up by that, what's the penguin friend or the little king penguin that's in Kirby?
Oh.
King Dedede.
Yeah.
Look at what a poll that was for me.
That's a Mario, the little Mario guy?
Kirby has, I think, a friend. Oh, it's named King DDD.
Oh, okay. DDD.
DDD, and it looks like this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So cute.
But that's applying steroids to Kirby.
I think I've seen King DDD like bikini artwork before.
Well, now I'm looking it up. Let's see here.
I'm totally messing up your search history.
Okay.
If you say I'm the first result, I'm going to pass away.
I almost feel like it would be irresponsible to turn the computer towards you right now.
Oh no! Wait, is it the fake video game people made of King DDD like selling bikinis on an island or something?
No, the first. We'll have to get back to whatever you were just describing. But the first image search result is his head on just a human woman's body, a photo.
Yeah.
And she's like slowly removing her bikini top. For what reason? For who?
Photoshop can be purchased by anybody. That's what we have to remember. Anyone can use Illustrator.
Okay, now I found, maybe this is what you were referencing though.
Yeah, there's some like fake prototype video game that I think got taken down by Nintendo that's like King DDD's like selling skimpy bikinis on the island of whatever.
God bless everybody.
You guys are doing awesome stuff.
Just incredible work. And King DDD has got just so many things going on the internet.
Yeah.
People are putting the effort in. They're showing off their talents.
Yes.
And we support them.
Yes. Get into RISD.
You can do no wrong in this category. Okay, we're going to move away from
Remember, Bridger, also when I said this place needs more class? It's because you're looking up smut for 50% of this podcast.
I start with, have you ever been to Paris?
Yeah.
I'm looking at like a naked
King
photo
DDD,
of King DDD.
big butt.
Kirby, huge ass. Oh, wow. Well, is there anything left to say about the Eiffel Tower? Do you know why they built the Eiffel Tower? I feel like we should at least give a fact on this podcast.
Was it like to compete?
It was built for the World's Fair.
Yeah.
And I guess everybody eventually got on board with it sticking around. And then the reason the Ferris wheel was built was it was kind of a response to the Eiffel Tower. They built the first Ferris wheel, I think, at the Chicago World Fair. That one doesn't have quite as classic of a story. It kind of is now just traveling with different circuses or whatever, carnivals.
It's so interesting to hear when like famous monuments are like a response to something.
Right.
Isn't that sad? Like no one actually just wanted to make it. They're just like, oh yeah.
Right.
I can make a big object.
That's I guess that's what you did before the internet when you had like adding someone. Instead you would build a beautiful architectural thing.
Yeah, the Ferris wheel is like the original subtweet or something. Like,
It kind of was. And it flopped. I mean, we still have them, but...
Got ratioed bad.
Everybody knew that thing was going to be boring.
Yes.
Just kind of swinging there and looking junky, blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got some facts out, and that's impressive. That's why people tune into this podcast.
Yeah.
To learn about iconic architectural structures.
Yeah.
I think it's time to play a game.
Okay.
I think we're going to play a game called Gift Master today. We haven't played it in a long time. I need a number between 1 and 10. I was going to say 1 and 3 from you. That feels on
2. Did I win?
Maybe that should be the new rule for the game. Pick a number between 1. No, pick a number between 1 and 10.
3.
Okay, I have to do some light calculating to get our game pieces.
Okay.
So right now you can promote, recommend, do whatever you want.
Okay. In terms of things I'd like to promote, I have a little newsletter. It says, and that's freaking free at buttondown.com/Rekha Shankar. REKHASHANKAR. Shankar like bunker. And I just talk creative stuff and I answer questions in the inbox and tell you when I'm doing live shows. Also, you can just like follow me on Instagram at Rekha_S, REKHA_S, as in Samantha. Isn't that cool?
I've never clapped on this podcast, but I felt like I had to clap. That was just so efficient.
Thank you.
I didn't know you had a newsletter.
I do, and that's simply why I have to promote it.
Okay, I'm going to get into it.
Thank you.
I love to get a nice little newsletter.
You know, I show pictures of my roommate's dog.
Oh, so you're just using people in your life. Interesting.
That's what a newsletter is. I take and I regurgitate. It's an aggregate. It's a Fuck Jerry newsletter.
Does that still exist, Fuck Jerry?
I don't know.
Does the Fat Jewish? Those were the two that like would just steal everybody's stuff and then became very famous.
Yes.
And I think Fat Jewish ended up in a Charlie XCX video, and that was a line. That's when I was like,
"What do
I've lived my life incorrectly." Charlie, reach out.
Yes. What do we have to freaking do already to get
in this woman's life?
Charlie XCX video. I feel like everybody is in one.
How much coke do I have to do?
Come on.
Charlie, I feel like we'd be on similar wavelengths with Charlie.
Yes. That's like one of those celebs I'm like, we'd get along. Just reach out.
I have been banging the Charlie drum for at least a decade, Charlie.
Come on.
Reach out. The Fat Jewish stole a bunch of tweets and he ended up in one of your videos.
Come on. I haven't stolen anything from you.
Yes.
Come on.
I've been nothing but good to you.
Yeah. Donating my Spotify listens. Come on.
I feel kind of inappropriate saying the Fat Jewish, but that's what his name was.
Okay.
Just so people don't think I'm suddenly
I
this
was
Nazi.
Like pushing a button under the table. Like, can somebody get Bridger out of here?
We're getting Elon vibes.
Oh my God.
No, that was his name. I'm just going to.
No, it is. I actually think it might even be a more offensive name that he has.
You think that it's offensive that he did it?
I thought his name was that minus the ish.
Oh.
But I might be wrong.
Well, I'm simply not going to say.
And I'm simply not going to say it. It's a thing that's offensive for me to say, but if you are a Jewish person, do whatever you like.
Okay, we're doing some last Googling.
The last Google we'll do today.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay, his first name is Josh. It's at the Fat Jewish.
Okay, I'm wrong.
So interesting. Oh, but then, okay, looks like he wrote a book under the name what we were just not saying. So he kind of is in a Kirby situation where he doesn't know where he is or who he is.
No sympathy.
Zero sympathy for this person. Do not reach out.
Do not.
What are we doing? Are we recording a podcast?
I think
Where
so.
am I? This is how we play. Charlie, reach out. Just one final button on that. This is how we play Gift Master. I'm going to name 3 celebrities, and I'm going to name 3 gifts, 3 things you can give away. And you're going to tell me which gift you would give which celebrity and why. It makes perfect sense. Crystal clear. Okay, these are the celebrities. Number 1, Damon John of Shark Tank.
Okay.
Creator of FUBU.
Great.
Number 2, Reese Witherspoon.
Yep.
Book critic. Number 3, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Biggest loser alive.
Yeah.
Or there's a tier at this point. These are the gifts. Okay, and actually I'm going to dial that back a little bit. This should be a little more neutral. Mark Zuckerberg. Nope, he is the biggest loser alive. There's no neutral thing I can say about this person.
Sorry.
These are the things you'll be giving away. A high-speed chase. A romantic liaison with their optometrist. Oh my God. And number 3, claws.
Okay. I'm going to give claws to Damon.
Okay.
Because I think there could be something cool to do with fashion claws.
Oh.
If you created FUBU, I think FUBU has got clothing down, but what about claws? What about your claw collection?
How about a sharp thing extending from your hands?
Kind of cool idea. I'm going to give romantic liaison. Wow.
Ooh.
Okay. I feel like the stereotypical answer would be to give it to Reese.
Right.
But I feel like Reese doesn't need that.
She has so much romance in her life.
Exactly. It's like even like a chocolate maker or a chocolate bar. I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
It's just too much charm.
Too much charm. I'm going to give her a high-speed chase. I think she could carry an action movie.
Oh, I would love to see her blasting down the 5.
Charming.
Just burning rubber.
Yes. Or maybe like in season 3 of Big Little Lies.
Oh,
she's like,
why not? That's where the series is headed.
Exactly.
Meryl's hot on her tail.
And she's got those strange fake teeth in.
I forgot about the teeth. The teeth blowing out in the wind.
Yes, very
Meryl
strange.
screaming.
She's got too many wisdom teeth in there. It's hard to it's crazy. And I'm going to give Mark Zuckerberg the romantic liaison with his optometrist.
Yes, yes.
Because in theory, this is what happens. Mark is like, oh, I'm trying to see this beautiful picture, but I'm too distracted by your beauty. And the optometrist is so distracted and accidentally stabs him in the eye and takes both of them out by accident.
It's a very Greek tragedy.
Yeah, it stinks. And the optometrist was his mom.
It's a real full circle thing.
Yeah, it's really tragic.
Wow. Beautifully played. Perfectly played, I would say.
Thank you.
Reese, good luck with the chase. Mark, hopefully your newfound holes in your face will lead you to doing some soul searching.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, because there's plenty of people who do beautiful things and don't have sight, that actually on his way out, the optometrist was distracted, and so all their tools were left out, and so Mark trips on it, and Pratt falls down some stairs and falls into a hole that leads into the sewer, and he's covered with shit, and then he's with all the sewer rats who are like, ew, he's disgusting. We're eating his food. We're trying to cook with his meat, and it's disgusting. It tastes like crap, Remy, and Remy's like, I know, this stinks. And they just eat his whole body and then throw it up.
Devoured, and
they
then it's just kind of that skeleton there.
Yeah.
Vomited skeleton.
Yeah.
I think kind of the perfect end to the perfect day for Mark Zuckerberg. Okay. Annalise, I think we should still play Your Gift or a Curse.
All right.
Do you have a suggestion? This is how we play Gift or a Curse. Annalise is going to name one thing, and we're going to each say if it's a gift or a curse and why. Okay. And then Annalise will tell us if we're correct, because they hold the truth.
All right. Gift or a curse. Movie theater collectible popcorn buckets.
Oh.
Curse.
Why?
That's just crap in my house. I could have a bowl that does the same thing. I don't need the Dune popcorn bucket that looks like a wormhole or whatever. It's taking up too much room for something that I will not eat out of because it's too special, but is supposed to be eaten out of.
I agree. Curse.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm so tired of these things that are built to go viral. Enough is enough. I don't care what it looks like. I don't want to see it on whatever stupid website saying you've got to see this bucket for Nosferatu or whatever. Second of all, I don't want to eat popcorn out of a plastic object. I want to eat it I want to feel that paper on the side, like waxy paper. I don't feel like popcorn's going to taste as good coming out of this disgusting hard plastic. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I think it's just a horrible idea. I don't think they should sell them. Yeah. I think everyone that's associated with that should be banished from, they're using their art skills for evil. They should be drawing long pictures of Kirby in sexy costumes and giving them away for free rather than teaming up with AMC to sell, the Reese Witherspoon car chase bucket.
A car is such a bad vehicle for popcorn. And I didn't even mean to use vehicle that way. That's a pun.
Also, I'm just not going to buy your popcorn anyway. I don't buy popcorn at the movie theater.
I have something to say.
Oh.
I don't like popcorn.
Oh. I am so happy to hear this.
Okay.
I am not a popcorn eater.
Yeah.
When people buy it, like when I'll go to the movies with them, they'll be like, do you want to have some? There's not even a temptation.
Me either. I like kettle corn, but even then I'm never going to buy it.
No, my hand is never like out of control going towards it.
No, it's so dry.
Yes.
It leaves crap in my teeth. And there are just so many other salty snacks I would rather eat.
100 crackers I will eat before one piece of popcorn.
Oh, a club cracker? Are you kidding me?
Have you ever had a sociable? That's a good cracker.
Is that like a literal synonym for like club? Like what's going on? What's a sociable?
It was just a very fancy, good cracker. It wasn't actually fancy. I feel like Keebler made them.
Oh, then
but it had a great name.
Yeah.
A great snap.
Yeah. I would love to eat just like a cookie, like a big fat chocolate chip walnut cookie.
Me? Oh, I make a good one. I make a very good one.
Wait, give it to me. Yeah. Stop talking about it and give it to me.
Show up at my house when I'm not there.
Yeah, I'll take it from your fridge.
Annalise, how did we do?
Well, I have to say, I'm just like about to release this big sigh of joy because I have wanted to say the word wrong for so long, and I finally get to say
a big
it.
Argument.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready because what you call evil, Bridger, I call whimsy. Okay.
Oh, you've been
I call whimsy. You know what? Nope. We used to have a lot of collectible stuff in the 90s. We don't anymore. This is like the one place where people actually get to exercise that kind of creativity. And also, who wants to eat out of a bowl at home when you can eat out of a collectible bucket?
Annalise, you have never been more wrong. Your job is hanging by a thread. Absolutely not. Despite me just saying you're the one with the truth.
It's fine because AMC will welcome me with open arms. I will be getting free popcorn for life, okay?
Yeah, because it's disgusting. And they're trying to get rid of it.
As much popcorn as you want,
I don't
Annalise.
want any.
Get out of my hair. Wrong. Okay. Well, we all did perfectly right there. We need to answer a listener question. This is called I Said No Emails. People write into isaidnogifts@gmail.com.
Okay.
Will you help me answer a question?
I'd love to.
Okay, this says, hello, Bridger. Oh, hello, wise Bridger and discerning guest. Okay, we're both on top of the world. It is time to plan my daughter's 11th birthday party, and I need some original ideas from you lovely people. It is expected to give It's expected to give all the attendees a party favor to say thanks for coming. In the past, I have given cheap trinkets from Party City that are soon thrown away, or I have bought jewelry at Claire's, kind of the Party City of jewelry, in my opinion. That's an editor's note. Jewelry at Claire's on sale that still somehow totals almost $100. I'd like to get them something that they will truly enjoy but won't break the bank. What can I get for a bunch of 5th grade girls who, at their last birthday party, drew on themselves with red markers and played haunted house in our basement? What am I to do with these wild creatures? Yours sincerely. They did not give a name. They just said exasperated child wrangler. So we don't even know if this is, I guess she said daughter. I was going to say, is this, the local child care? And that would have been an important detail.
That would have been.
Obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. This is really interesting because I have been a 5th grade girl party attendee.
Okay.
And I've been, a receiver of a goodie bag. And there are some
So you
ones.
can speak to this.
Yes. A very common item people would put in, sometimes like little tiny notepads.
Oh.
And I found those kind of weird because a notebook is so, maybe this is because I always liked writing. I'm like, if I have a notebook, it's for like a really specific purpose.
Right.
So like this little tiny notebook on a keychain does nothing for me. What the hell am I supposed to write in this?
What are you? You can write a letter?
Yeah. And I also would be like, oh, it's too pretty. I won't write in it. I'm like, what is this?
It's very much bucket energy, popcorn bucket energy.
Yes.
Worthless.
Yes. Worthless.
On a lease. Okay, so you're saying don't get those.
Don't get those.
Don't get
I'm going to
those.
start negative. Don't get those.
I'm going to start positive and say, have you ever heard of a Tootsie Roll?
Candy and food.
How about a single Tootsie Roll?
Food items are good.
Okay.
Single Tootsie Roll would be such a bummer goodie bag. They're going to spend more on the bag than the Tootsie Roll. That's like, a bag of Tootsie Rolls comes with like 100 Tootsie Rolls. You have like 10 party guests. You give it 10 and you, an adult, keeps the rest.
This is what you do. You buy a bag of Tootsie Rolls, and as they're on their way out, you say, hold out your hand, and you place a Tootsie Roll in it. Perfect.
Okay. I don't know what breaking the bank in this definition means. If someone gave me like a full Twix bar, I would be like, holy crap.
Of course.
And a Twix bar is like what, $1.50, $2?
Yeah, that's a good, candy bar prices are all over the map.
They're all over the map. So I'll even be crazy. I'll say like $4. That's nuts.
I'm going to, I of course have to compete. I'm going to say if I were to go to Target right now, I could get a Twix bar for $1.29.
Let's do it. Okay, let's say it's between, I don't actually think it's $4. I just think someone's Dwayne Reed is going to have a $4
one. Dwayne Reed, they've got you cornered.
They're
You're
crazy.
there for your medicine.
Yes. I don't know how many people are at this party. Let's say 15.
Sure.
I'm like, okay, $3, $45.
Okay, not bad.
I would be happy if I got a Twix bar leaving a party.
I think this is because you were born before 2010.
Crap.
I feel like children are no longer impressed by a full-size candy bar.
It was so unbelievable to get one.
Shocking. It was like, oh my God, my parents are broke.
Yeah.
My friends, they've got as much money as they're just throwing money away. And they're giving these things away. But yeah, I don't know that a child cares about a full-size candy bar anymore. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But, I mean, as someone who just said a Tootsie Roll.
Your answer was disturbing. That is criminal behavior.
And I am going to stand behind it. If you want to get fruities, the ones that are fruit flavored, okay. Go all the way with the fruities.
Why are you even eating a Tootsie Roll if that's the kind of crap?
Have you had a lime or an orange fruity?
No, because
delicious.
I'm an adult and I have a brain.
You're an adult who is missing out on life. An orange or lime Tootsie, for as long as they've been around, the flavor profile is very accurate. I mean, I haven't had one in a very long time, so I don't actually know what I'm saying. Delicious. You're wrong. They're better than a classic Tootsie Roll. Because no one knows what a classic Tootsie Roll is even supposed to taste like. What is that flavor?
I feel so sick. Okay. I'm going to just have to stuff everything you said down because I think you're crazy. But these kids seem like they like drawing. They drew all over themselves.
Oh, yes. Which almost sounded like it was in witch territory.
Yeah.
Stigmata, this kind of thing.
Get them some stigmata. Or like, what about those like pens that like, I mean, these are also kind of junk, but that like click and have multiple colors.
Those are fun.
Those are fun.
And maybe a throwback.
They're throwback. They only work like 3 times.
If you're lucky. Each color gets like half a sentence. Yeah. I wonder if they've got like an elevated version of that at this point. I feel like they should.
Yeah.
One that you can count on, that you get all 3 colors.
Yeah.
The green, the red, the blue.
Yeah.
And you know that the ink will always be there. The well will never run dry.
Yeah.
That feels like a Shark Tank item.
That does. Okay, can I say a psycho pitch that also came to mind?
Mm-hmm.
Like a little a little bottle of Martinelli's apple juice. How classy.
Oh, classy. You really are all about class.
Ultimately, I'm just about class, guys.
You assume everybody is in the gutter and you're trying to elevate
Class
them.
them up. These girls are going to school with their little milk boxes. Give them a glass of Martinelli's. That'll show them what's what at that school.
I think that's a great idea. And those are probably each, well, again, I have no idea.
Maybe
Probably.
because it's in a glass bottle, they probably are actually crazy expensive.
But I bet you go to Costco. They've got,
and then
talk about emergency preparedness.
Keep the extra for you.
Yeah.
Just like you're doing with the Tootsie Rolls.
Slide. Tootsie Rolls and Martinelli's. What a meal.
What a cool parent.
That's French food.
I wish that was French food.
Well, I think we answered the question perfectly. They're getting Martinelli's and maybe, if they're lucky, a Tootsie Roll. If they're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky, your kids get to eat a fruit-flavored thing that could be chocolate.
Oh, well, don't write back in, whoever you were. Rekha, I've had such a lovely time with you here today.
Likewise, Bridger.
I've got now this little Eiffel Tower to class up any... Oh, and it says Paris on the side. Just like the original.
Just like the
original Eiffel Tower.
The original one says Paris. You might not see it because it's either that you're too close or you're too far away. You can't see.
Or you're too stunned by the beauty.
You might be stunned by the beauty, or you're on top of it so you can't see. It says Paris
right.
on it.
But it's there.
Yeah.
It's a very obvious, I would say borderline tacky thing they've got on there. And you have your little cow.
Yes, because I'm too classy, so I kind of need to rough it up.
And you to hold, I'll say it, a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, if you kind of bite a Tootsie Roll in half and kind of stuff both pieces in here on top of your ice cream already, very decadent. You could do it.
Open that cow to find half-chewed Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, in like 30 years. I'm like, what the hell?
At your estate sale.
Yeah, well, I'm going to die in 30 years?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No!
This is also kind of a psychic podcast.
No.
So just get your affairs in order. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want them in order.
No, why do I have to be responsible for that?
Yeah, you do it.
You clean up my mess. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm suffering here.
Yeah, and I got the cheap funeral where they tell me all the bad things I did.
Oh, well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Listener, the podcast is over. What were you expecting? What did you think was going to happen? It's done. The audio is coming to a complete halt. I love you. Goodbye.